Alright, so I'm just going to go quickly over how I did some of these imagery. So for here, I did the name in Photoshop. I had a fun time creating it using the liquefied and flipping the type and playing around with the type. I changed it into a bitmap. What you do is you file save as black and white, as grayscale I mean, but you have to make sure it's 8 bits, and then you can change it to bitmap. The nice thing about bitmap is it allows you to change the color once it's in file. I also made sure it was saved as a TIFF. You have other options. Some people just do JPEGs a lot, which is fine. They can be really small, but I prefer TIFFs or EPSs. So I saved it as a TIFF and just hit OK. So that was one, and I made this 11 by 17 so it would fit in a spread. So that's what I did for Photoshop. So we're just kind of talking about formatting files. So in Illustrator, I kind of had a fun time remembering this one technique I knew. You can pull this, I pull this aside to kind of show you. If I take a shape, I can do rectangle this time. And there's, it's this little squiggly form on the top of your keyboard by escape that you can draw a lot of lines and drag it out. So if I change it just to, you can see the lines here, but if I take it off the color fill, you can see some of the lines in here. Still leaving color. So it has all these lines in it. It's kind of hard to see all the lines, but that's how I created it. Umlau, it's like a little line that looks like this on your keyboard. I'll grab a, where's the pencil again? That pencil was in with brush. So confused when you go back and forth with tools where it looks like that. And if you find it, it also has a smaller mark next to it. That's a bad one. So it looks like that on the keyboard. So if you find it, that's what makes these kind of shapes that kind of expand. So if I hold it and then drag, I can create a whole bunch of lines. And depending on how big the line is, you can see it or not see it. So it's a kind of a fun effect. So I did that, and then I flipped all the letter forms, the forms, and then I saved it. And I knew I was going to make it more like a shape on my page, so it didn't need to be very large. And I saved as an EPS. And I made sure I put it on the front just as a cover, because that's where, like, not in one of the designer's folders and just within images, because it's just art that I could use anywhere. Alright, so that's how I did the cover and how I made the inspiration image for the book design project. I know the other one was really long. I hope you took some moments to pause in between the 26 minutes of looking at the file. So I'm going to let you guys take a break, and then I'll come back and explain how you lay out the pages.